Wednesday. Um, Keep thinking it's Tuesday, but it is definitely Wednesday. So, again, hope everybody had a great day. I'm going to do a little differently tonight. I did not trade anything on the New York session today. In the office with just a ton of work to do, redoing some values for the organization. So that's taken up a lot of time. So I didn't have really didn't even look at the chart a lot today. But I will say, I looked at, I was active at the using the ADR session, which is the Asian session, and some of the London session as well. So I'm going to talk about those. We haven't really talked about those in a while. We just normally do New York, but every once in a while, you get a pretty easy trade off of the Asian or London session, or ADR or ODR as we call them, and it's been a few, probably a couple weeks since I really had traded anything outside of the New York, because the price action wasn't really that great. But last night I'm up, I'm watching TV, getting ready for today, and then I happen to look at I always keep my chart up, so that's probably a bad habit, but I always keep my chart up, and it's in a different window, so I just click on the window every once in a while to see what's happening. And so I looked at Asian. Asian only had like a 3 point range, so I'm like, wow, there's nothing going on here. Normally you would see it kind of go up, in between the ranges, when it's that small. What I noticed last night was, we confirmed low, right around 8:30 or so, and then we actually, kind of retraced like we should, and then we start coming back down. And so I didn't actually do anything with this. So I should have gotten in here if I was going to get in. But again, I hadn't really been trading the Asian for a while, or the ADR for a while. So I let this one kind of go, and it comes back up. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me take a trade, right? Because who knows what could happen, right? Because it went up here to the point 0.5 fib, came back down, started going back up toward it again. And then this is a 3 point range, right? So what's the worst that's going to happen? Because if I take a trade, my stop loss is right here, right? So I'm not even risking my full 5 points. I'm only risking 3 points. All right. So I end up getting in a trade here, right on this IDR low line, which again, IDR and DR were so close together. It's like a 0.25 separation. And so, price comes down. So that's around 42, was that 42.15 that we got in. And we get down to 42.12, so that's 3 points. It moves back up on me, gets me right back here. So I'm okay, right? Because my stop loss is up here. And then we kind of come down, hit our first 5 points right around here. I actually moved my stop down to 10 points because we had all these bearish fair value gaps forming. And so normally, even if price would have went back up into that one of those fair value gaps, likely would have kind of pushed back down based on how those fair value gaps operate. So move my stop down from 5 points down to 10. Okay, so I'm looking for 42.05, and so I have my stop. I take profit down here. Once I got down below 42.10, I kept moving my stop loss down, right? So it was up here at 3 points like I normally do. Moved it like 2 points down into profit. Then I just kept moving it down as it went along. So price finally gets down to 42.05, right around a little bit after 11. And so I end up taking the 10 points off of there. So just an easy, no heat on this trade at all. And so I say every once in a while, like, the Asian or the London will kind of give you this easy price action or easy price movement, which you can feel pretty comfortable taking that trade. So took 10 off of that one, and then we'll move to London. And so I actually put a note in one of my groups over here in Asia, like, oh, okay, got my points. I can go to bed now. And so my next, so this is now London from 3 to 4 a.m. I actually have an alert set at 4 a.m. Sorry, and my wife hates it, but I do have an alert set at 4 a.m. So I kind of get up and kind of see what's happening. So I got up and I'll be honest, I kind of fell back asleep because I saw this price action kind of moving up, and we did confirm high here. with a nice retrace back down to the .5 fib, which would have been a great trade coming back up. But I didn't take that one because I was asleep. But I did wake up around 6 o'clock or so, and so I saw this again. Hindsight, this has been a great trade here. Would have been 42.01. That was get another 10 pointer, roughly 10 points here. So I got up around right around 6 or so. Saw this happen. Price comes back down. We have the same movement again where we actually get to back to that .5 fib, that blue line. Okay, and then price comes back up. So once price breaks down below that, right around 6:30, my orders here at 42.01, and I just take that to 42.06. Okay, easy peasy. Nothing hard about that. Just following the rules and taking what the market gives us. Okay, so that was my I'm up 15 points, and I even put in one of my groups. Had some decent action on the ADR and ODR. Not sure what's going to happen with RDR, which is in New York, and so we'll look at New York really quick. Like I said, I barely looked at this chart today. I glanced at it, didn't see what I wanted to see, so I was like, well, no big deal here. The only real, kind of solid trade on here today, if you're looking from a DR perspective, was really right at the end, because we had a nice retirement setup that came back down here. But if I look at what happened for the day, we confirmed at 11:30. And then went back up. We actually went up above the DR low, and so I could see taking a trade here, 41.80.75. So that's a pretty if I'm doing a 5 point stop, I would have been close, but I would have been okay. But again, it never actually came down below the DR low here, right? And so that's a very limited scope for me based on how I trade it. So I'm like at 41.80.75. And that's 41.76.50. So not even a full 5 points there for me. So this one I might have been in trouble with because I probably would have gotten stopped out even on this candle here if I had still been in this trade waiting for it to come back down. So kind of glad I was too busy to do anything with that today. And like I said, I'm looking at it, and it comes back up toward the this is a retirement setup as well. If you were paying attention, you could have gotten in somewhere up in here, and that's probably there's probably 5 or more points in this one. I can't tell you how I would have played it because if I would have gotten in, it would have been somewhere in here, right? This is that retirement setup, but you just have to kind of trust it sometimes, because my stop would have been probably right above this IDR high. Okay, just to be honest to you. So that's for probably 3 points, maybe 2 points, 3 points. So I would have kept it really tight. And again, they could have made a decent, easy 5 points off of that one. And then, it comes back up again. And now remember, price, we confirmed low, right? So I know there's a lot of movement going up, which there are trades in here, right? There's ICT trades, there's things you could have done here. But because we confirmed low, if I'm looking from a DR perspective, I'm looking for, bearish trades for the day. Okay, so the second one came up above the IDR low, but didn't go all the way up above. Didn't close above the DR high. So in this case, the DR model is still a true day, even though we had some closure above the IDR high. Okay, so this would have been a trade. You take it here, you put your order in at the IDR high, and that's a good. It's been close, right? You probably would have to get out somewhere in here. So that's an easy 10 points off of this one as well. If you get out right before the market close at 4 o'clock. All right, so much easier trades on the Asian and London last night from a DR perspective. We'll see what tonight brings, but hope that was helpful. And as I start to, if I see anything else on on the Asian or London, I'll start keeping track of those for you guys as well. Remember, I'm a scalper at heart, right? So these trades, like I say, don't try this at home sometimes. But I'm a scalper, but I'm also a little bit more of a risk taker. So I'm, willing to risk, 3 to 5 points to see what I can get out of a trade. So it may not be your style, right? So I don't want you to think you have to do that, but there are every once in a while there are opportunities where you can take trades on Asian and the London if you're up for London. All right. But again, hope this was helpful. Just a little different than we normally would do. And questions, drop them in the comment box, and we will talk to you later.